I've been going down a very deep rabbit hole of old school inspired games recently. There are a ton of really cool titles currently in development. And even though I wasn't alive for most of the 90s, there's just something special about this kind of game. So I'd like to present to you 5 upcoming retro-themed games to add to your wish list. To kick things off, we have Samurai Unicorn, a survival action game set in the futuristic city of Sydney 3. There is a lot of information already out about this one, so I might make a more in-depth video in the future, but here are the basics you need to know. The story centers around Chloe Mitchells, a new detective on the police force, and Samurai Unicorn, her mysterious and loyal guardian. We'll play as both characters in order to fight off the Dream Eaters trying to infiltrate and overrun the city. There are 16 characters we already have info on, 8 different factions, and a ton of lore about the city of Sydney 3 and how it came to be. Samurai Unicorn will be fully voice acted and have different explorable hubs where you can get to know the locals and prove to them that you can be trusted. And directly from the game's website, Samurai Unicorn is an action game that lovingly evokes PS1 era graphics to create a world that is instantly nostalgic, but ready to explore contemporary stories. So if you're interested in a deep narrative, rivaling factions, and a cyberpunk conspiracy, this is definitely a game to watch out for. Samurai Unicorn doesn't have a release date or a Steam page yet, but you can follow its development on Twitter and Patreon. So maybe that one was a bit dark for you, and you're looking more for a game to help you relive the golden days of playing colorful platformers like Super Mario Sunshine and Psychonauts. The Big Catch is a 3D platformer featuring an acrobatic fisherman named Castor. Gameplay will have a big emphasis on overall flow and movements like spinning, sliding, climbing, swimming, and grinding. Castor uses his fishing rod to interact with the world itself and catch new ingredients to spice up the menu at the struggling restaurant where he works. But there might actually be something a little darker going on here. The whisper on the wind tells of a dark past, a sinister plot, and ominous, otherworldly entities. The Big Catch looks to be a perfect mix of fresh and nostalgic, and there's just something about fishing and video games that hooks me instantly. For those of you who might not love the low resolution look, there will be some different graphic options to choose from. This one has a few more days left on Kickstarter and is set to release on Steam in 2023. So those 2 games definitely capture the vibe of gaming back in the day, but this next one is a little different, and it almost doesn't even look like a game at all from a first glance. Dreamsettler is an early 2000s internet simulator in which you solve cases as a SleepNet private investigator. From hunting down elusive soup recipes to unearthing global conspiracies, you'll need to explore web pages, download apps, and master minigames to close your cases and solve the mysteries of SleepNet. The year is 2003, and you're just trying to set up your own Dreamsettler page. But before you know it, you're caught up in a plot, making powerful friends and even more powerful enemies. And it's up to you to save the future of the World Wide Web. Dreamsettler is hopefully just a few clicks away, but no info on a release date just yet. Well, that one was pretty weird. So how about a game where you play as a cat with a magical baton and you're trying to stop this fish, and then you can ride on a little motorcycle sometimes? Combustion is a diesel punk action RPG that'll have you fighting off a terrorist known only as Scorch. You play as a cop who's trying to prove himself and work up through the ranks in the city full of oil rigs. The game is level-based with different hubs to explore in between missions, and there's also a stat system to help you build the perfect character for your playstyle. And it's up to you whether you're going to be a good officer and help rid the streets of criminals, or abuse your power and become hated by the citizens of Naroon. But just know, every decision comes at a cost. No release date on this one yet. If you want to learn more about Combustion, I have a full video on it, but you might want to stick around for the last game on this list before heading over to that one. I've been following this project on Twitter, and the developer has just launched its Steam page and given it a very clever name, Troubleshooting, an FPS in your old family computer. This is the story of an ordinary JPEG on a quest to save the old family computer from a virus you definitely didn't download years ago. Part FPS, part puzzle, and part something else, Troubleshooting is wacky, colorful, and creative. Explore the inside of your computer, organize that messy desktop, and solve the jet engine problem your graphics card is facing. Make friends with files and help them with their problems, or just take them to the recycling bin and delete them entirely. I can already tell this game is gonna have a lot of Easter eggs for all the computer nerds out there, and every time I see an update, it's always something super clever I would have never been able to come up with by myself. Troubleshooting is releasing on Steam in spring 2023, so go give it a wishlist now and show some love. And there you have it. If you found a new game to look forward to, leave a like and tell me what's got you so excited in the comments. To learn more about Combustion, or something else I didn't already mention here, then check these out.